Hey neighbors, and welcome to this week's episode of, this fortnight's episode of In the Red, brought to you by Initiative Coffee Company. I spent today catching up, and you can too on the YouTube. I recommend watching it at 1.5 speed because it's hilarious. The pacing is really good that way. I don't know. It's just it's a better way to watch role playing games. Other than that, a little bit of news. Season 2 of Handy DM Tips launched on Monday. We covered Adventures League DEX 2-1 City of Danger. You can check that out on the YouTube as well. You should probably watch that one at regular speed because we talk faster there. Other than that, Season 2 Adventure 2 will go up on Monday. They launch on Mondays at 10 a.m. So be sure to check those out. They'll be live for the next 15 weeks. They'll go up once a week, so that'll be cool. Another month kicked over, giving you another month's worth of bennies. Let me verify the current patron subscriber.
We totally used a lot of them last session.
You were down to 5, and we have 9 patrons, so you're at 14.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's
14 bennies to use however you choose to use them. Oh, some of them are $1, but some of them are 10, so they'll average out.
There was a lot of ones last session.
I'm sorry.
Well,
It
it's
was
true.
aggressive.
And I was being mean and only using cantrips for Kiv, so that's the way that goes. It's an exciting way for me to burn your bennies.
You also learned that we didn't fight undead.
They weren't undead.
It's true.
I know,
was,
that's what I'm just saying.
It was a fungal infestation that had taken over what appeared to be a tree.
Well, Morty can say, as an educated scholar on undead, not undead.
Not undead. It's true.
And that would come up as like
Decidedly
title.
not undead.
Good to verify.
It'd say Morty on like the History Channel and said, verifier of undead, and I would say, this is an undead. And then that'd be the end of the conversation.
That's it. That's the whole episode.
That was technically 2 episodes ago. So yeah.
Whatever.
It was doubled down upon
with them.
last episode for sure.
I had to get my PhD and then get my facts corrected. There was a moment where I was uncertain.
It's funny.
Hang on 1 second. Let me go get a degree. I'll be right back.
Hold on.
All right.
I gotta
Yeah,
cast
it's
about
just a
25
quick,
more times.
It's just a quick thing, right?
I gotta
yeah,
cast
it's
about
just a
25
quick,
more times.
That's what I was looking at before we were supposed to get started.
Too late. Yeah.
Undead? The undead? Is that what you're looking up? I can tell you if they're not.
Looking up undead. That's
No,
weird.
The how to cast a spell.
What?
So we left off at the lumberjack camp. Right?
Yeah, I thought we made.
You had made it back
to town.
to about 1,000
Okay,
yards from town.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Did anybody need any clarification from last week?
Just the one thing I want to make sure is there was more fungus after we did kind of a mini gas explosion kind of thing, lighting fires around that area. There was more of that fungus stuff that was headed southward.
Yeah, so that was definitely like a patch that had developed.
Sure.
But it seems to be throughout the region to some degree.
But it was like that one. But like that was just like an offshoot from, I guess, maybe a potential. We don't know, but it was more headed south though. So we might have
Or
gotten,
from the south. You know, it seems like you were at like the
middle. We were just at a random
far
spot
end of it, but
Okay.
yeah, the rest of it was south of you in the forest.
Okay.
Yep. Anything else, Danny? I know you weren't here last week. Did you want any clarity on things? I don't know if you had time to check out the vid.
Some of it. So at this point now, from the end of last time, are we headed back to town?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yep. Because we filled
We
up
gathered
2 carts.
small bits of firewood and
Yeah.
made our way to hightail it back to town so that we
And
could.
we have 2 carts.
We do.
Two carts. You
full
now
of
have
wood.
some oxen.
We have a surplus of carts.
Yeah,
Alright.
you're a regular caravan here.
Yeah. Or just enough
For
cards,
now.
or not enough.
Never enough carts.
So we had to give one back to.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Yes.
borrowed
Aaron, or
one
whatever her
from
name is.
Aaron. You
We have our normal
yeah.
one, and we have our now deluxe one.
I mean, it's. I don't
The
know that I'd
deluxe
call
one.
it
I said
deluxe.
deluxe.
If you want to call
In,
it deluxe,
in
that's
relation
fine.
to our current one, it's the deluxe model.
I mean, it's
I mean,
bigger
a
than
lot of
yours.
things,
It's
yeah.
bigger than yours and freer than
it can do
Aaron's.
2.
So
It can bring. It can now be harnessed to 2 creatures now.
yeah,
Like the one that we
it's-
just got.
it's virtually the same as the one that Aaron was going to sell you.
Ours.
Yeah.
But like crafted
cooler.
not as well.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to say.
Well, sorry. So you show up with some wood. You get to the gate. They are excited to let you in. They say, Aaron is expecting you. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Straight away.
Well, yeah.
Straight away. All right, let's go.
Straight away. I mean, should we check in on? Oh yeah, straight away. Yeah, because we don't have anything.
Because that was our. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to finish that part of the deal.
Yeah.
Gonna start churning in our side quest here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right.
Collect our
So,
rewards
yeah.
and be happy.
Let's make our way over to her place.
Sure. She's out there sawing logs, literally not sleeping. And she says, "Oh, you made it back. Did you get a hold of those lumberjacks?"
It's more like they got a hold of us.
Huh?
We've got, unfortunately, some bad news to share. There's definitely something weird going on down there, and it seems like that there was some kind of, I don't know, this infestation that's down there, and, well, the lumberjacks, unfortunately, are no more. They've been consumed, essentially, by the earth and some kind of... Morty, how'd you put it? Some kind of aberration or something? Adjugameration?
It was done in a way that wasn't natural.
That one.
We're gonna bring this back and see if we can get a little more info out of. I'm blanking on his name.
Roscoe!
Roscoe. We're gonna bring this back to Roscoe. I have a sample of it. That in like a sealed jar.
Done some forensics,
Yeah, pretty much done some forensics, but with the goal of if anything happens with it, I'm just gonna just explode it. I don't know.
Sure.
That's what apparently Morty can do. He can explode things, but
It can
but
help.
they
I can do it too.
yeah, we got a bunch of explosive pyrotechnicians here, but it was a very unnatural death that occurred, and there was tampering with nature, and it needed to be removed. However, the logging camp that they were using as that jump-off point nearby, I assume that she knows where it is, is still in good shape. The area that we cleared, we checked around, is actually still pretty good for lumbering material. There's a lot of dead trees that are around, and we made sure to check at least in the immediate vicinity at the current time. And it looked like it was pretty. We dealt with the issue on a local scale.
Yeah, it can be cleaned out further, I'm sure, but
Yeah, but if we wanted to pull more wood from there, that would be a potential option. If there's people that'd be willing to go out there, there's already pretty much felled timber, and it just needs to be loaded and brought in, and that might be a help for you to get your services back up and running. But we still need to figure out what else is going on in this region.
Yeah,
but
having
we just
said
want
that,
to help as much as we can.
We're not exactly sure what's going on down there, and we definitely want to go and explore a bit more. Out of curiosity, I know that you said that you've been without new incoming shipments of the lumber for a little while. But did you end up starting to work with any odd wood or lumber in kind of the most recent shipments that you received before the pause?
No. She looks pretty distracted at this point. She's kind of like left her saw in the wood and just kind of like walked away from it. She says, no, I'm not. All of the lumber that was supplied was from the ironwood. I mean, it was high quality lumber.
It's clear that something's on her mind, though.
Yeah.
That's not the conversation we're talking about.
I mean, make an insight check.
Excuse me. Heck yeah. I can re-roll ones.
Wow.
Good start.
I can get 20s, so 26.
Wow.
Her kind of affect changed immediately upon hearing about the deaths of these lumberjacks, as if it was not just a business relationship between the two.
Aaron, I know it doesn't mean much, maybe to you. I have a book here that's from something that's bigger than me. And I heard that I should perform some sort of rite with them, and I don't know if this eases anything, but I made sure that their bodies and spirits were no longer being used incorrectly, and they were passed on to beyond as peaceful as possible. And I try to make them, we got a grave for them so they were no longer not them. I wanted to make sure that they were properly taken care of in the afterlife.
Make a persuasion check.
Those are words. 4.
She doesn't seem particularly moved by your concern or
I don't care.
or earnestness.
If she doesn't believe me, she doesn't need to believe me, or if she doesn't want to listen to it.
It's not necessarily an issue of her not believing you so much as like it's not helping, right? Like it's just kind of falling on deaf ears. She doesn't really have a comprehension of like body and spirit being misused, so she doesn't really have like a framework for like what you've done, right? Like
I like look back at everybody else. I'm like,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we can move on. Like, let's let's
well.
finish our stuff and
Yeah, and well, I scamper over after seeing Morty kind of like speak to her from a little bit afar, and I'd be like, if it's any help, I piled some rocks in hopes that they'd be better. And actually, when we went to the camp, we saw this cart, and I go and I point over at the cart, and I'm guessing that it probably began to them. So I mean, we figured we can bring it back, and I mean, if it can be important as something that represented what they did and all of the work that they did for you, and anything else beyond that, I mean, we have this here, and we'll definitely, do it justice.
okay. She just kind of like is kind of like blank faced. It's tough to like really get a good read on her at this point. Clearly it's some kind of grief beyond like I lost a supplier, but it's tough to really make a real assessment other than that.
I'm gonna make a mental note.
I would say we could, give her space. We can always check in on her in a little bit.
Okay.
How about we head back to our little townhouse and see how Baron is doing?
I'd like to look at Spit,
Should
and
we-
I'm gonna go, hey, I realize I'm not really good at talking. I don't think people quite get what I do, or what I feel like I should be doing, and that's very difficult.
And I guess I look back at him like, I don't think I get what you do either.
And then I go, me too.
And I just nod knowingly.
It's just back and forth. Same.
Right.
You're right. Yeah.
There's some townsfolk that are like, we don't know either, but we think you're great.
I do think that that's
the
kind
whole
of the
town breaks out into song.
I do think that there's gonna be a level of like kind of frustration out of that for me, because like it's like the inability to express proper emotions, and like the fact that I want to feel for you, but I'm just incapable of I'm unable at every step of the imagination of expressing said feelings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm like, you feel, Kiv? Like that's the only feel like I part of the conversation. I'm just like, right?
Yeah, I'm just like, sure.
You gotta work on that.
Okay. So you guys headed to your place, or are you headed to Roscoe's?
I mean, I'd like for us to go. What time is it?
Noon, midday.
Oh, okay.
We maybe go to the mayor first and report, and then be like,
Well,
what do you want to do with this?
Why don't we actually go to Roscoe first?
Yeah.
Because if he finds out something about that stuff, we can then bring that with the report to. Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
So Roscoe's.
So you head over to Roscoe's and it's Roscoe's in their shop, and kind of excited to see you guys come in. They say, "Oh wow, how are things down at the lumber camp?"
Those are words.
What?
Yeah.
They're just dandy. Morty, don't you have something to show him? Yes. Push him forward.
Out of my bag of bags and other miscellaneous items, I pull out a sample of that, and like a clean jar of that, or a sealed jar of the moss fungus. I'm like, this is an issue, and I kind of hope I do the cool like sliding it across, like this is a problem, but then at the same time it like getting stuck on something, and it's just like, and then we're just like, wait a minute, hold on, don't let this fall over, and like,
oh god, you like spill it out.
Yeah, Roscoe, we kind of ran into an animated tree, you might say.
No undead,
and it was covered, not undead, just animated.
Yeah.
And it was covered in this stuff.
Huh.
And also,
It was animated and then it was covered in this stuff, or it was covered in this stuff and then came to life.
We don't
Probably
know
that way.
We don't know the exact operation of which has happened, but we believe that this is the reason why.
And in addition to the tree, it also seemed to have infested or invaded some people like you and me. There were a couple of kobolds that were affected, and some other folks, and I think they were all people who helped Aaron out with lumberjacking and getting wood from the forest. And it was really scary. We wouldn't want this to happen to anyone else, and I think we need to learn as much as we can about this, but in the safest way possible. Wearing masks, social distancing, all that stuff.
We don't know how infectious this is. We don't know how quickly this can spread.
Roscoe leans in and say, the Goliath was killed by this stuff.
Everyone's dead.
Aaron's going to be
for the Oxford.
tough for the next few weeks.
Yeah, we already broke that news to her.
Oh,
Yike.
Did you soften the blow?
No. I put that in my notes though. Work on talking with people.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way you could have. There's no way you could have known they were partners. So.
Who?
What?
The Goliath?
And Aaron, yeah.
Yike. That was the one that super tried to kill us.
Oh.
But they are properly taken care of and returning back to the ground, and brought,
Peace.
those are words.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
That's small solace. Yeah, that's good.
I do have to say though, it seems like this fungus was able to replicate an animation of I'm not gonna say of undead, but it didn't. There was no communication from them, but their bodies were relatively intact until. Wasn't just a reference sake? Wasn't it like it was an almost explosion that it almost killed them from the inside out?
Exactly. It disintegrated them essentially, and I mean it can cause a lot of harm for sure.
So
he's like opening the jar as you say this, and then slowly closes the jar again and goes, puts it down and finds some gloves. Yeah. And then starts to open the jar.
It'd probably be good to try and observe this as carefully as possible.
I kind of imagine him not even putting the glove on. He's just putting the glove on top of the lid and then just opening it with his ungloved
with his claws.
Yeah, with his claws still, and he's just and then puts his hand
and then licks it or something. No, don't do that. So I mean, what it seems like is this seems to be some kind of invasive species that could potentially possess hosts that it has, both mobile and immobile ones. And have you ever worked with any kinds of, or do you have any knowledge around things like invasive species or parasites that might be able to help us understand what's going on?
Typically invasive species don't have a kind of
martyrdom effect,
conscious control over their hosts. That implies that not only is it some sort of natural invasive phenomenon, but also there's some sort of magic behind it to increase its potency. I have not really encountered much of what you're describing, but that doesn't mean it's not in existence, right? There's lots of things I haven't directly encountered.
Do you know of any? I know you said haven't directly dealt with something like this. Do you have any books or information about just separate topics, hey, there you have stuff about funguses and stuff like that, and then anything that could be derived from it, because this might be a base of something. Clearly, I mean, I don't want it here. This is not good.
Well, here's what I can do. If you leave it with me, I can run some examinations.
I just have one ask about it, though. If you're gonna do examinations, maybe don't do it in this town, because if this thing goes wild, we could end up with another situation where.
Yeah. Do you have some kind of way that you can seclude testing on it, like a chamber or something like that?
We want to make sure that
shack.
I mean, I have
make sure that you can be safe in dealing with this too, because we don't know what this can do.
I have a cellar, but that's not. It's not like a sterile environment. I suppose I could take it to one of the abandoned barns or something outside of town.
Well, let me ask this. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've seen invasive species before. And I've seen magical effects that have intent, control of intent before, right? Charm person, dominate, those kinds of spells.
Yeah.
I've never seen them joined in this way.
Yeah, so basically, you would not be working with this substance, confidently.
Not with any more expertise than I have as the person who knows the most about this kind of thing in town.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in this region you might? I mean, saying that alone, do you think there's anyone else in this region that might, any other known herbologists or anybody like that? I guess I'm not. That's a tough word for Morty. People that work with plants.
People that work with plants.
Plants,
mean,
funguses. Is there anybody that's in this region that might know more?
well, the lumberjack would,
Well,
but he's
that's
gone.
Unfortunately, not an option yet.
There is rumors of someone in Greenhall that might be able to provide some insight, but by all accounts, Greenhall is abandoned. So I don't know where they are staying
Where's
in
Greenhall in
Greenhall.
relation to us again?
It's like halfway between you and Bell.
So
So
at
it's
the
like
crossroad?
yeah.
Hmm?
Like near the
It's
crossroad.
past that crossroad.
So it'd be like like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Let me pull up the map real quick.
It's about 5 hexes away. But we might be going on a road trip, guys.
How many days have passed since we put gentle repose on the Chimera?
7, more than 7. More than 7.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's been.
It took like 2 weeks to get back and forth or something.
No,
didn't
it's
it?
only been about
No.
6 days.
Oh, I'm just like running back.
That's why I was like, we can't go on a road trip. We can't go on a road trip, not right now.
Greenhall is like a hex past the watchtower at the crossroads there.
And what's our travel pace? Sorry.
1 hex per day.
Hex past the watchtower.
So it'd take us about 5 days to get there.
Assuming you didn't get waylaid on the road or anything.
Yeah, of course.
That would never happen, right?
Of course not. Not in this terribly dangerous, largely abandoned region. Yeah, so
Emerald Blades is whatever. We're gonna make up our own group. It's called what's our group name again? It's like a bad comedy show name.
The horse merchants.
The horse merchants or 3 small and a tall.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I like
that's good.
that.
That's good. 3 small
Three
on the
small
top.
and a tall.
and a tall.
That's the new name of this episode. 3
There you
small
go.
and a tall.
I mean that should have been episode 1. But
God,
anyway.
that's a good one.
Um
Crap. That's going on a shirt.
So Roscoe, I mean, we definitely want to learn as much as we can on this. And I feel like getting to the bottom of this would probably mean a lot to Aaron if this is what took over the Goliath. And I'm not sure, like, did the Lumberjacks have any other close connections in town that maybe we didn't know about before going on to search for them?
I mean, I'm sure she was friendly with the rest of the lumberjacks, being that she was, engaged with their captain. I don't know. I tend to stick to myself and keep to my studies. The only thing I hear is the rumors people say when they come in for salves or whatever. No, I don't know the extent to the relationships between the lumberjack staff and town, other than like they provided us with a good service.
How comfortable are you with handling this? I mean, this is dangerous.
My expectation is I don't have a choice.
Me
I don't
too.
know that anyone else in the region.
Well,
There's no
So-
one in the region that is confirmed to be here that would know any more about this than I would.
would it be better if, like, let's say when you're doing an examination of this, someone was with you that could very quickly destroy it if it like got out. Like if something happened and we very suddenly need to just burn the whole thing up, like I can burn stuff.
That's true. You can.
I have some burning things in my pocket.
I mean,
like
we could
that.
prep. We could prep a facility and make sure there's lots of flammable things in one of the abandoned barns to quickly burn down the barn.
Sure.
I've never worked to make a fire hazard worse, but maybe that is the better side of prudence here.
I would be able to like target this thing with fire
Sure.
because it's a pretty small sample that we have. It fits in a jar.
Yeah.
That a
It's like-
halfling
it's
can
a
carry
gallon.
comfortably.
Just-
My expectation is that the investigations I'll need to make will take time. Like, it's not going to be like a let's go and try to perform a thing here. It's going to be a few days at least.
I think if anything, if we're gonna do that, then we should let the mayor know, and maybe he could provide someone to work with you to literally just be like, oh, blow it up, and then just. And then
Yeah, we'll consult with him, and then in the meantime, if you need help doing tests and things like that on it, just let us know. Like, come and find us, and we'll
But not on us.
help. Yeah, please don't sample it on us.
I mean, I wouldn't assume to try to sample it on people.
Anyone.
That would
Yeah.
be awful based off what
Yeah.
you've told me. So
you know, we just got to cover our bases.
sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Brian, oh go ahead.
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna ask, just really quick. I know that you've got a lot of stuff on your plate. Are you all right with taking this on? It sounds like it's gonna take on a lot of attention.
Oh, it slipped my mind because you brought in this strange object. I haven't seen Baron in 3 days. He's missed his appointments.
Well then,
All of us just blank face.
we need to go
At least the
oh,
meat's okay.
across the road.
And
We'll see what's
before we
going
head out,
on.
and before we head out, how are things going with the regenerative properties of that organ that you're looking at from the Chimera?
Pretty promising, actually.
Awesome, cool. All right, we gotta
Well,
go check on Baron. Bye.
Well, I hope
Yep.
Baron didn't have a problem. Quick kind of retcon question.
Mhm.
I was thinking about kind of throughout when we were when we were in the clearing.
Mhm.
There was a lot of dead trees,
Mhm.
but there was no fungus on the dead trees. I know we did like a pretty good scouring of that area.
Mhm.
Without being a scientist here, we are only really assuming things that were previously alive or something or currently alive could be infected. Could that be a statement to be made that I could say to Roscoe? Like, because
if
we had
you
so much,
think
there was
that is
so
the
much,
case, then yes.
because there was such an abundance of dead wood,
Yeah,
and there was only an alive tree
sure.
that was.
I cannot make that assumption for you. Like, that's something that, like, if you want to make that assumption, you can declare that assumption. If you don't feel like the evidence is there, you can not
I
make
think I
that
would
assumption.
Speculate that to him.
Okay.
And not make it as like confirmed fact. Like I would say that it was kind of weird. There was a lot of dead trees,
Mhm.
but there was only one that was actually like hostile or animated.
Yeah.
I don't know if that maybe changes what could it be. I don't want to say like that's a ipso facto, end all be all statement, but that seemed very weird because, like, even in the journals that we found, I believe, from the wood, from the woodcutters, they were like, "Oh, this is kind of like a honey hole," because they just found dead trees that were like ready to be taken.
Yeah.
Like, we made a mini investigation. There was nothing else in that surrounding area.
Mhm.
So I kind of would mention that to him, but be like,
Yeah.
but still maintain all kinds of caution.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to track. Whether you want to make the declaration is up to you. But
I also just checked my notes, and I remember we have a water skin of that very flammable resin as well.
Yeah. On your
Should we
arrows,
have
too.
Roscoe also inspect it or not?
I mean,
Make you more
while we're
deadly?
here.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, Roscoe, do you have a small glass? We happen to have this very flammable resin that we found on the trees that we were attacking.
what
Would
have
you like
you
to also
stumbled
inspect?
upon? Yeah, hold on. And he like grabs a vial and like pops the cork and just like spills it out. He's like, I guess put it in here.
Yeah, so I fill up the vial with a little bit of the resin from the water skin
Sure.
and hand
is-
it back.
I'll look into this as well, I suppose.
Not as critical. We know what it does, so. But if you're
I
able to
mean, it
replicate
sounds like you know what this does too. And he holds up the moss. He says, but either way, it's not great. So
Yeah, we definitely want to figure out what's going on down there.
Mhm.
It's not a safe place down there, and we need to know as much as we can in order to help make that a safe place.
Apparently, it's an alchemical person's, happy spot. Because they have all kinds of crap down there that we can find. Where did you stumble upon? There's stuff that's extra flammable. What do you want?
Roscoe says, I mean, there are cool things down there, sure, but it sounds like it's interfering with the naturally occurring things down there, which also have a good deal of value to me.
Is there anything that you need that you're looking for? In particular?
Reagents from monsters are always helpful. Aside from that, rare materials are cool.
Okay.
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind immediately, but
All right. Well,
It's good to know you're
ho-
open-minded.
yeah, and we'll definitely go ahead and look into what may be going on with Baron, because we know that, I mean, it's important for him to check in with you. So thanks for letting us know.
yep.
All right, let's
Let's go find him.
let's walk across the street to our house place.
Yeah, you.
Is the door locked?
The door is not locked.
Ah, Lee, I'm gonna kick open the door and go touch the meat.
Okay. You open the door.
Gently repose
You
it,
gently
so it's still
repose the
safe.
meat.
Yeah.
Well, how much meat is gone?
Not a ton. I mean, it looks like you've been gone 6 days. It looks like maybe he was working on cooking it for 2 of those days. But there's only about 2, based off the estimates that he gave you, there's only about 2 days left. Or 2 days missing from the meat.
I thought we were paying him on a performance-based salary, and this is really digging against his performance-based salary.
No, we don't know what's happening.
Digging
Baron!
against his performance.
I call out.
Based salary.
You don't hear any response?
Go
Let's
check around.
Let's
Yeah.
check where his bed is.
His bed is tussled. The blanket is on the floor. The pillows are kind of in the middle of the bed, askew.
Is anything missing from the house?
Would you like to make an investigation check to find that out?
I would love to make an investigation check. Outside of one Baron missing.
Can I give him guidance?
Sure.
Is that
I
a
like to-
D4?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm very upset.
We don't know what's happened to him.
28.
You could smell him.
You go through the barn, and you notice you are currently missing 1,040 gold pieces and 986 silver pieces, as well as a baron. While you're investigating, you do find a note
saying that
that
he exchanged them
says,
all for gems.
what's that?
Saying that he exchanged them for gems and the mayor's holding it all for us.
No, you see a note that says, we've taken your servant, meet us at, and there's a direction to a barn, and it's signed, Eustace Clawbottom sends his regards.
Damn it.
I'll claw his bottom.
Was that the guy that we killed earlier?
No, that's the guy,
Guy
that we owe our
money.
money to.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
most hateable name.
Like,
I forgot that was.
Yeah.
This is why I
We're
had to do
working on
research
it.
today.
Yeah, he's literally stealing stuff from us when we're trying to gather.
Oh yeah, I see right here. Eustace Clodbottle. All right, so,
I'm shaking.
so wait,
with
is it outside, like relative to the town? So
So the barn, the directions of the barn, you get the idea that it's about 4 hours from town.
4 hours from town. Okay. And so he's been missing for about 3 days.
Mhm.
We know that. All right.
So mad.
All right. Let's.
I'm
Report
Kim's
to the
more
mayor.
mad at the
Report
inconvenience.
to the mayor. Going to
Right?
the mayor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
let's
like-
go to
it's
the
a-
mayor.
I'm so mad.
All right. Yeah. Let's go to the mayor.
Sure. You get
Hey,
to
so our
Mayor
assistant was
Ornath's house.
stolen and stuff, and
Yeah.
where were you guys at?
Don't you guys
Well,
have
I mean, yeah.
Don't you guys have city walls?
Yeah, and they're open during the day.
But someone was. You're right.
Someone went right into our house, and
Yeah, someone
Without
forcefully
any
entered
problem.
our. Wait, yeah, actually,
Well, no,
before it would
it's a
have gone. Is there a
shop.
forceful entry into the house?
We haven't
or
set
no?
it up as a shop yet.
Dimitri, whose side are you on?
I mean, it looks like the shop looks tossed,
Yeah.
but
It was ambushed.
Oh, I'm
but
gonna be
like
so
the
mad.
door appears to have been locked, but the lock has been picked.
I'm gonna ask for new locks.
Yeah, it was broken into. Our
Ask for a
assistant
second
was
set of
kidnapped.
locks. He stole-
Ornath
stole
says, like, yeah,
much.
I understand you being frustrated.
Don't
That's
give me the customer service.
like,
I understand your frustration. Belittle nothings.
sure. Apparently, these are very skilled kidnappers.
So they came in broad daylight when the gate was open.
I have no idea when they came in. We didn't know he was
Gold
missing.
weighs.
Yeah, quite a bit.
They stole a lot of it.
Hmm.
That means they came in with at least a cart in front of our place, and no one was like,
There have been no carts that have come in and parked in front of your place.
how did they loot?
Probably a bag of holding.
I was gonna say they probably had a bunch of bags of holding or
Damn it,
something.
you're right. How could someone do this? Injustice.
Why is the
Truly,
world
truly,
cruel?
they are monstrous people.
Truly,
The folks that
some
have
evil people.
taken your assistant. I'm sorry that this has
We're
happened.
just upstarts.
Yeah, this is literally a
Corporate
situation
Bell
of like
taking
I'm
us
sorry,
down.
I'm not upset with you right now. I'm just upset at the situation.
What assistance would you like from
Kindly
me in
ask
this
for another
endeavor?
set of locks,
Any-
please.
I mean, I can get you another set of locks, but if
Like
they
4
like
of them.
the locks that you had were good locks, so
Yeah.
Do you know anything about this barn?
it looks to be a barn that is an abandoned barn in the there are many abandoned barns in the region. It used to be the agricultural mecca. Well, that's the agricultural heart of the continent.
Out of curiosity, I mean, we've reported a pretty major burglary, and yes, we are very distraught about it, just because, I mean, that's not a small sum. Is burglary something that has happened here at Winds Hollow a lot, or does this sound like the first instance in a while of something of this degree.
This doesn't happen frequently.
Hmm.
Typically, folks here don't have enough standing capital for other folks to bother robbing them. I'm surprised, frankly, that they would come in to steal 1,000 gold is not a small sum, but it seems like a big risk for that sum to come into a populated town and steal it. Are they, not to make any accusations, but is there a chance that this robbery was targeted? I mean, I've never seen a kidnapper also take all of the money that would be used to pay the kidnapper. That doesn't seem
complicated.
It's very complicated.
It's something that needs to not. You know what? It's okay. We just like new locks.
I can
A lot of them. A lot of them.
Sure.
Inconveniently large
At
amounts
least
of
20
them.
locks.
Oh my
I want the
goodness.
whole door just to be a lock.
We don't have the money, guys.
That's why we pay the HOA.
They'll just go through the
We have
window
insurance?
at that point.
We have
going on
insurance. They were filing a claim.
but have you met your yearly deductible?
I would assume so.
Hold on.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons. There is no deductible.
Then there's also no insurance. That is a fundamental pillar of the insurance
Guys,
industry.
I figured it out. We skip opening a shop for that and just become an insurance agency. Way
Wow.
cleaner. Way
It's a legal way to steal from people.
I'm
It is a
honestly
legal way.
just ready to find this guy
Yep.
and just kill him and be like, hey, whatever, whoever comes after us because of this, who cares? I don't
feel
care.
like my whole situation is just like me just going like that's the whole thing. It's just
Just disappointed. Disappointed.
I am so inconvenienced.
Can
But no
you-
horses were missing though.
Mayor, it's a little hard to see from here, but can you remind me what other major establishments are near, like within eyeshot of where our home is?
Mhm.
Like, I know Aaron's is all the way over there, and I think Roscoe's pretty nearby, but I know that he kind of stays near his shop. But I kind of just want to know if anyone has been able to see, or might have been able to see, what may have happened a few days ago while we were gone.
Well, you're within eyeshot of the tavern,
Mm.
Macy's. Aside from that, like here, I suppose. I didn't really see anything.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not. There's the Gustafson's the blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's within eyeshot. But other than that, like, we don't have a lot of amenities here in Winds Hollow.
Yeah. Sounds good. No, thank you so much. And I mean, we want to. We're very excited to call Winds Hollow home, and this is definitely really distressing. And we want to get to the bottom of it too. And we can use any support that you and the town might be able to have to, help promote the safety and security for everyone that's here, because we certainly don't want this to be something that can happen to the town.
Sure. I tell you what, I'll talk to the blacksmith about getting your place outfitted with some more locks.
Thank you.
Beyond that, I don't know what I can do for you.
Traps.
No.
What's the current like? I know it's like a real rough guard system, but like, are there like? I mean, the town's not that big. Are people like walking through the towns at all? I know we don't have that much expendable force of like people like is there maybe
There
an
isn't
ability to set
their guard system is the
Is like
one
two people,
one
one guy.
retired
Yeah.
Emerald
Yeah.
Blade who closes the gate at night. Like
okay?
It's Anton.
Well, so I guess we
Mhm.
can go talk to Anton to see if there's any like unruly characters that might have gotten in too.
Or Macy to see if anybody might
Yeah.
have like Yeah. I mean, Kip, I totally get the urgency, but let's see if we can collect any more information.
What is another day?
I don't know if it's going to take a whole day. Anyway, thank you so much, Mayor Ornat.
We'll be back.
Sure.
Wait a minute. We didn't talk about the thing that's really important and pressing.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Is Baron not the most pressing matter?
No, actually. I'm
Wonderful news.
And I'm gonna look him. He's a what kind of? He's a human,
He's
right?
human.
I'm gonna look up and go, no, he's not pressing. Do you remember that lumberjack company that was like supplying the woods and stuff?
Yes.
Super dead.
What?
And I look back, I'm like, bad delivery.
And I just
Bad
look at him.
delivery. And I'm just nodding.
Just nod. Yep.
Not alive. Any of them. There's some fungus. There's an invasive thing that we believe took control of the nature and area, and we fought a tree, plus the dead versions of these lumberjacks.
I'm sorry,
And
you
then they
fought a
explode.
tree?
Yeah, I know it sounds far-fetched. Roscoe's got it. He gets it.
I mean, it's not the least plausible thing. There is a druid that lives in the Ironwood.
How does Roscoe not know this?
What?
Do you know this druid's name?
Yeah, what's this?
His name is Bruce.
Okay.
Is his
Morty.
last name Wayne?
No, he doesn't have a last name, to my knowledge. I know because I've been here longer than Roscoe. The druid was chiefly
druid-
active in the war 10 years ago that ended poorly for the region, but he was a
Bruce
survivor.
Was Bruce a friendly, hostile, or neutral to Wind's Hollow in your town?
Yes,
Okay.
he was often friendly, hostile, and neutral to Wind's Hollow in our town, depending
good.
on how we were interacting
mood.
with the forest, and also his mood. He is known to be fairly moody.
What race is he?
To my
know
knowledge, a human?
Oh, it's just so we know. It's like, oh, it's not a something else. Like it's like, oh, it's a human. It could be Bruce the Druid, but
Yeah.
like if Bruce the Druid was actually in fact like an Aarakocra, I don't know what that is. But like about a game, like he could have wings. It's like, oh, it's Bruce the Druid, and it's like,
Yep.
is it? Like
He's a very tall, very burly man.
Well, everybody's tall to us.
He's extra tall.
That,
He's bigger
that's
than
to me.
Kiv.
Okay,
Nope.
wait. Maybe
That's
that's
tall.
I'm just immediately like, he's probably not that tall. Wait, what?
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for sharing.
additionally, we would like to know. We had a sample of that fungus that we delivered in a sealed container to Roscoe. Because we would like to gather more info. Would you like us to take back said sample and bring it to Bruce?
Maybe.
Simply because
Does Roscoe
this
think
is-
he can?
Well,
okay.
we'll put
You
Bru-
think Roscoe could do it?
I mean,
Well,
if anyone in town can, Roscoe can.
Yeah.
That's
I was gonna say-
that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. Roscoe said that he feels like he can take the right precautions in
Mhm.
order to be able to keep himself safe and to be able to keep everyone safe, because we have gotten really concerned with what's gone on down there. It's taken over a portion of the forest. It's taken over the lumberjack crew, the Goliath included. We've already told Aaron.
I will say that it's very peculiar that this would happen in the Ironwood with Bruce there. He's pretty protective as a warden of the Ironwood.
Maybe something's gone wrong with him.
That's less good.
All
So
right.
how would you like us to proceed in your town? I guess is the bigger question, because he said he would be willing to do experiments on it, but we also mentioned we are worried about his safety
Sure.
and potential spread.
Mhm.
And we were wondering if maybe when he is doing experimentation,
Somebody
the
be
items
there.
are pretty flammable,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. That
We
would
also
have
gave him pretty flammable resin as
that we
well.
would
That
have-
seemed to be there too.
ideally would have somebody working with him.
Mhm.
Pretty much be like him saying, "Uh-oh, hit the fire alarm," them just going with a torch, like, tss, like,
Sure.
you know, that I think could help provide a level of safety. I'm not saying it's bulletproof or arrow proof, but it might add a level of, I don't know, like, we appreciate
Caution.
the home you've given us
Sure.
in Winds Hollow, and we don't want
I
to
would
jeopardize
prefer
it.
these experiments not happen within city limits.
Yeah, it's
Like
what
if you
we
could find a
can't do.
location not in town. We've mentioned these abandoned barns around town, perhaps.
Such as one abandoned barn that we should go and travel to.
Yes.
Great.
Post haste.
All right. So thank you, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back.
We got something to deal with, and we'll be back. We'll tell Roscoe not to be experimenting just yet, so we can
Okay.
maybe scope out some locations for
Mhm.
places to be burned down. I mean, worked in.
Yeah, I mean, he did mention too, like that probably would be a safe area to do these experiments. So Mayor Roscoe was absolutely thinking the same when we were describing.
Well,
what was
he's got a
going
good
on.
head on his shoulders. I wouldn't doubt that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Tavern
So-
first.
For Anton, whichever.
May as well
And so
while we're here.
It's oh yes, so I poke my head in. It's just my head. I'm like, Macy, hi.
Oh, hi, Spit.
Hi. Has there been any like interesting looking folk who have come by, like that might look like kidnappers or might have like murmured about kidnapping intent lately?
Make a perception check.
27.
Sure. You notice that like she's got a tray like full of drinks, and the place is packed. Like you've never seen it this busy, and she's just like, "What? Kidnappers? No, no one has expressed an interest in kidnapping recently." I would
I'm gonna look in and be like,
why are you asking?
Why is it so busy?
Well,
It's lunchtime.
because you've opened the trade routes, and very suddenly, there are folks who are coming to town.
Did it!
Oh.
A trade route.
Welcome.
We're surprised by our own actions. Whoa!
You've opened a trade route.
Yeah.
Right.
And word got out that we opened this trade route, and then
Yep.
things happened.
We've had 3 caravans come through since you left, and
That's
I mean,
cool.
no one has asked about kidnapping. Most of them ask about you.
Oh, like what kinds of things?
I don't like that, honestly.
Are
Mostly
any of them
like,
good looking?
mostly like, who killed that chimera? I bet they're tough.
Yeah, that's us.
and like,
That's us.
oh, that bandit camp's gone. That's a good thing. Sure, I'm glad whoever shut down that bandit camp did, because now there's no bandits on the road. Stuff like that, you know.
Did anybody ask like specifics, like where do we live?
Everyone asked specifics like, where do you live?
Cool.
You gotta get a second house.
Well, no, well, maybe that, but also it'll be really good too when people need to find out where we do our things. So yeah. Anyway, I really appreciate it. I'll let you get back to your busy work, and really awesome to see that everything's going well. Bye.
Sure.
All right.
Well-
Did anyone else that we needed to chat
Well, I was
to?
gonna say speaking to Anton would mean something, but at the same time, speaking to Anton, he's gonna probably be like, "Yeah, there's 3 caravans that came in." But he might also have the same. He might have something. His wily himself. He might know that there was some sketchy people.
We can ask Anton if he saw Baron leaving this town.
That's a good idea.
So we're gonna ask Anton we're gonna find Anton first, Is he at the gate?
He is at the gate, as you might expect from the guy whose job it is to man the gate.
To be the gatekeeper. So Anton, have you seen Baron recently?
He was going off to look at some goods about 3 days ago.
Was he with anybody or was he by himself?
Yeah, he was with 3 folks who said that they were here. They were looking for you. Something about having good quality supplies to be a useful vendor for your business enterprises.
Those are words.
Do you have like a description? Do you remember what they looked like at all?
Yeah, there was a dwarf, kind of a burly guy, and then there were 2 halflings, and I think he was a human or a half elf. He was there too.
A dwarf, a burly guy.
Was the dwarf the burly guy, or is there a burly guy?
The dwarf was the burly guy.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure.
And they came in here with. I made them stay outside, but they came in. They had 3 large wolves with them. They said guard the caravan.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
So left with a dwarf and 2 halflings. Is that it?
A dwarf, 2 halflings, and a human or a half elf. He wasn't sure.
I turn over to Dimitri. I'm like, those are your favorite.
I know.
They had 3 large wolves.
Yeah, they said that the wolves were to keep their caravan safe.
That were to keep their caravan.
Yeah, about 3 days ago, Baron left with them and
Do you know what direction?
to the west, out the western gate.
Mm-hmm.
That fit with where they said this was. They want us to be. Okay.
Did they look like they were carrying anything?
They had a covered, or not a covered wagon, but they had like a tarp over their wagon, over their cart. So I couldn't really tell.
If you ever see them again, they are not friendly individuals. It would be safest for the town not to let them back in.
You should kill them.
Was there any defining marks on any of them?
What's that?
Are there any defining features for them? So we are trying. Like,
The
and then
dwarf,
after that,
Spit, I'm trying to be subtle.
the dwarf had a blue beard. I've never seen a dwarf with a blue beard before.
did you ask him why he has a blue beard?
Oh, I don't like to pick into people's business.
It's a blue beard. How could you not ask?
I just didn't. That's how you cannot ask rude questions. You just don't.
It isn't rude. He has a blue beard.
I mean,
Probably.
maybe it's a medical condition. I don't know.
Either way, if you see a bluebeard dwarf like that guy, not all bluebeard dwarves, but this guy specifically, and I just like
Not
start.
friendly.
I feel like I'm just like vibrating in place, just angrily, like.
I'm just holding him there, like, okay, all right.
All right.
We're
So,
heading out.
Thank you very much, Anton. We're gonna head out the west
But
gate.
if Baron comes back, please welcome him back in.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a feeling that he got taken. He did not leave of his own accord, and we are going to go and take care of it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I just feel just like the worst now.
Don't. You're okay. You're good. You're good to us.
But now you know, and so now we can help.
No, it's fine, really.
You did a good job.
Now you know.
No, I don't say that.
And knowing is half the battle.
No, fine. It's really okay.
To adventure, everyone!
To adventure.
Adventure.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we'll take a quick 5-minute break.
Yep.
We'll be back in 5 to go and seek out the abandoned, but maybe not so abandoned barn, and try to recover the 7/8 of Baron that you started with in the first place. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. See you then.
Bye.
And we're back for the second half of In the Red by Initiative.
And we're vibrating with anger.
Yeah.
They're vibrating with anger.
Literally, I could be used as a renewable source of energy. Attach me to a battery.
Their assistant Baron has been kidnapped. Their money has been stolen by bounty hunters under contract with the nefarious Eustace Clodbottom, priest of secrets, knowledge, and general
Stupid.
dickery.
I am withholding colorful language.
I bet he's a butthead.
Probably.
Yeah. At
Well,
least.
he is a
I mean,
Claude Bottom.
Who signs Eustace Clodbottom Associates or whatever the heck he said? I don't care. I'm angry. I'm trudging along angrily.
You have been given pretty distinct and clear directions to the barn in question.
And
Yeah,
to
we gotta go
murder
find
Mr.
him.
Bluebeard.
It's
Yes.
it's now going to be in like afternoon-ish into the evening.
Yeah, it's like 1 o'clock, and
So-
it's about 4 hours to get there unless you want to push.
So I do have a question for the
4 hours.
group.
4 hours by foot, right?
Sure.
So I do have a question for the group. Technically, we still owed a lot of money, and they kind of took a forward payment without us asking.
It might not be them, is the thing.
But they
We know
have the
Eustace
name of
when
a
we see-
person that we owe debt to. There might be a circumstance where they were just taking an advance payment instead and like being like, hey, we want to make sure, and they're just taking part of the debt, and that's like, okay, now we're only responsible for X. I know, and I don't trust that, but if he was there potentially, I still want to kill him.
Yeah, I'm currently mad enough that I kind of want to kill him, but you know.
But I
We'll
just
see
want to
what
like put it
happens.
out that there's a potential that, and then I go, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
totally.
I go like
Yeah.
this. I go like, and I start vibrating again. I'm just like, "Ah!"
Now let's make our way. Should we take the horses?
Yeah.
Should we take the cart? No, we need to take the cart.
We have to get our gold and stuff. Well, unless we take their bags of holding.
We don't
Hey.
know.
We can't
What
guarantee
they
that.
have.
Maybe they have
Yep.
gems, so we take
Maybe.
the gold and their gems,
Or we take them.
or we
Hand
take
them over to Roscoe for testing.
for testing. This is a good
Wow.
idea.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
And then I say, wait a minute, that's against all my tenants.
At best,
should
it's
totally
a neutral
do it.
idea. More likely, an
Morty's like,
evil
listen,
idea.
I'm not here to say if I have a good or a bad idea. I just have a plan.
I have
Plan.
a plan.
Yeah,
Fair.
let's just maybe
Let's
just to
take-
be safe, we'll take a cart.
Yeah.
We know they have a wagon.
I don't know how
Oh, dear.
powerful any of these people are going to be, where we may not
good
be
question.
able to kill them.
Well, you know what? They have 1,500 gold pieces of ours.
Do I? Can I
It's not
remember
1,500.
from?
Yeah, it's 1,100. Oh, it's way more than that, isn't it? Oh, it's way no.
do-
It's,
It's less.
Do I remember from like when we
It's like
last
12:30.
interacted with them, like how
Eustace.
powerful and intimidating they seemed to actually pay back?
There wasn't like a like presumably you've never met these folks, right? Like
you'd remember. I believe.
your insight into this indicates that like they're probably just bounty hunters who picked up a bounty. Like I don't know how much time you spent in the temple where you broke everything. But presumably like not a ton of time because they're evil.
They're mad.
Yeah.
So my guess is like you don't have a frame of reference for these particular folk. Like this is based off the note you've gotten. This is a contract.
Yeah.
Like
It's kind of
Okay.
weird that Eustace would put a contract on the people that are trying to get his gold back. Seems like a really dumb thing to do.
Not at all.
not if he's given up on getting the gold back.
yeah.
It's been like a couple months.
Who knows?
Exactly.
All right. Well, let's let's be optimistic then, and just assume we're gonna go kill these fuckers. Excuse me, kill these people. Sorry.
Way funny if you would repeat the same thing.
Sometimes that I use that word a lot just in my day to day, so sometimes it slips out. My apologies.
Is Kim saying that, or is it Danny saying that?
Danny.
Right.
It's 100% Danny.
It's all right. I met your boss. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's head west.
Sure.
Yes.
You're gonna follow the directions.
Uh,
All we got can do.
sure.
Okay.
Can we
Maybe-
use the spyglass to see if we see this?
To see the
barn in the
see the
distance?
barn. Yeah,
Yeah.
make a perception check with advantage.
It's daytime right now, right?
It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Well,
Okay,
Got it.
I wasn't sure how long we were talking with like the mayor and Hinksy.
are you using the spyglass from town to see if you see the barn?
Let's say 2 hours
As-
down the road,
Okay.
or
Let's say we kind of stay. Yeah.
oh no, we're still within the hex.
Yeah.
What do y'all say? From town or from on the road?
On the road.
On the road.
Yeah,
On the road. All right, on the road.
'Cause we
2 hours
we
down.
want to determine a good approach path, for example.
Direct.
So you said perception.
Yep.
22.
Yeah, it's a good thing that everything is so flat here, because you get to about halfway to where you think you're going, and you get out of spyglass and you see an old, like milling silo, right? Like it's 2 outbuildings, not a silo, I guess, but like it's where milling is done, and you see a big like roadhouse for the mill. And you see like a side building that looks like a barn. You don't really see anybody kind of like running around. But you do see a broken down cart. Like the axle has been broken. It's a 2-wheeled cart with a tarp over it. And it looks non-functional.
Is it our 2-wheeled cart?
Yeah. What is it? Session 1? What is
No,
this?
your 2-wheeled cart is still at your house.
Yeah, the only thing we were missing was the Baron and the money
Yeah.
Oh, so this
Okay.
is
from
session 1.
from
We're just
our
waiting for a group of,
investigation.
we're just waiting for 3 small people and a tall person to show up, and they're gonna start fixing the wagon. The same thing.
Oh, we were here before.
We've
Yeah,
been
and-
here. This is
and
day
now-
time.
The bad guys
and
now.
We're the
We've encountered a time rift. Oh,
Oh my
no.
gosh, you were coming in on horses!
It's happening all over again.
Yeah.
But we're further
But this
west
time from the
time.
west. Yeah,
Yeah, from the
exactly.
west.
This is a weird, bizarre world. Are there any wolves nearby, Dimitri? You like those, so you know what they look like, right?
That is true, but I don't want to waste a spell slot.
No,
I thought
you
you could see it with your
would you get a
eyes.
22?
Yes, a 22.
Yeah, you see 3 wolves kind of packing around.
So can I commune with one of the wolves, or are they hostile?
It's a really good question.
What is the limitations of the spell that would allow you to commune with these maybe hostile wolves?
I have to.
Do these wolves even seem like they want to talk?
They are trained, if that matters.
I can obtain another beast by spending 8 hours magically bonding with another beast that isn't hostile to me.
I mean,
Yeah.
you
got
can't
8
commune
hours.
with it now. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
oh, you mean in order to get your animal companion?
Yeah.
I mean, potentially
I
after
hope
you kill
this
its
happens.
owners. Like,
Okay.
That's it. You got carte blanche to kill them.
like
Yep. All right. It's decided now.
We
the last holdout is on board now.
we have figured it out. We've broken the system.
Okay, so you mentioned this mill, you mentioned this barn. Where's the cart and the wolves relative to these things?
The wolves are kind of like packing around, just in general.
Okay.
The cart is kind of broken down between the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does it look like it's hidden away?
No.
We're still only halfway there.
What opening?
Living on a
What
front
are the apparent openings? I keep going to Dimitri and just tugging him like, what are the openings on the buildings that you see?
Do I
Like
see
aside
any
from a
open-
door.
Any windows? Any?
There's like a large like entryway for carts and stuff in the roadhouse. And then there's just like a few other doors kind of around. They look to be about 10-foot doors. They're all like big like barn door style doors.
Oh man. And we're still about 2 hours out, right?
Unless you want to push.
Oh, nah. I
Not
don't
a
think it's
need
worth
yet.
it.
I want to see if we can ambush them.
Hey guys, did we bring any meat with us?
No, why?
I don't know. Did you bring any meat with you?
Did not. Unless
You
wanna
might
use a
have.
penny.
Oh, for the wolf, you mean?
There's
Probably
3
never
of them.
tasted that exotic meat.
We've got bennies, but
We got pounds.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if we have the meat, we
Yeah.
can distract the wolves because
Or entice.
or entice, because what animal doesn't like meat?
Herbivores mostly.
Yeah.
Give me to it.
But we could distract them
Hmm.
while we go and say kill their owner.
If their owner's here.
And if the owner is a kill target rather than a negotiation target.
I feel like he's already lost that potential.
What do y'all think? Yes, no, maybe so. Because it's all about distraction. If not, I can still cast Pass Without Trace, and we can
I mean-
just sneak in.
My opinion is that we're going to continue to get these as long as there's patrons. So for me, like here's my argument all the time for like using inspiration. I don't hang on to inspiration because then the next time it comes around that we get inspiration and I still have inspiration and it doesn't stack,
It's a resource.
I ain't gonna be in that position. So I'm just gonna use it before I lose it. So I would
Oh,
If
say
they don't stack, I thought they
Wait.
do stack.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, in
they're
any
not
games I've
supposed
ever
to.
played, they don't stack.
Oh, okay.
But the question is,
Sometimes for special occasions, I will offer up double inspiration, but
Gotcha.
it's
How are you
supposed to
having
be
a-
a limited resource.
how are we
Understood.
having any kind of qualms when we last week were using them in a very reckless manner? It was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Let's just
it's called
do it.
guilt. That's
Do it
exactly
again.
what it is. I feel a lot of guilt.
No.
Those
All
folks,
right.
those
Just do
folks, those folks, including yourselves, decided to subscribe at that level to give you these resources
Yeah,
to
here's
Oh,
use.
yeah,
the
that's
thing.
right. Yeah,
I am one of those subscribers,
Right.
and I'm
Me
telling
too.
you, use the Benny.
Use hers.
I'm
We
literally
are-
paying for it.
We are
Our
using
investors have spoken.
we're using a Benny. We got
Yeah.
some meat.
There you go.
I don't know. What do y'all say, guys? 10, 20 pounds, somewhere around there? I don't know.
Sure.
How
Why
much
not?
poundage we can get?
Oh, really quick, did Barian ever, like, we've assessed that 2 days worth of meat is gone. How much is a day's worth of meat?
You don't know anymore because
I don't know.
well, we actually wouldn't know.
This
I
is
guess
so far off
responsible-
the rails. I don't have any
but
idea.
now-
Like
Because I was gonna
Realistically,
say, like,
12
if
pounds,
we're-
12 pounds a day.
If we're out like that, if we were supposed to be out that number of days, then we might as well just
But
have
we
that
wouldn't-
much meat.
I don't think we would know though, because at the same time we had a major influx of potential buyers with 3 caravans coming in.
Right, and like you didn't really have your business running at all while
Right, not yet. Yeah.
Nah, sorry about
Um,
that. Discord
you
didn't
were
work.
there.
And my Discord didn't work. I
No,
mean,
no,
sorry
no, no.
about
It was.
that.
Remember, we were gonna commission Aaron to make nice chairs and a sign and stuff like that. We literally don't have the store yet. We
Right.
just have samples.
right. Presumably the
and-
samples have been going well.
promising
We
upstarter.
We have 10 pounds of chimera meat
Perfect.
to entice.
I guess the better question is, how much do wolves eat? That's how much meat we need.
I don't know.
3 wolves amount.
Some.
Yeah.
Dimitri,
So
can you cast Goodberry and shove a Goodberry into a chunk of meat every time that you throw it at a... No?
Oh, it gets so much better.
They would get so fat and so full.
Be
Yeah.
the horkiest boys alive.
Wolves can survive on about 2.5 pounds of food per wolf per day, but they require about 5 pounds per wolf per day to reproduce successfully. The most a wolf can eat in any one sitting is about 22.5 pounds.
But a good berry is enough for a day.
Right, so
if
that's 5 pounds.
But
to
again,
5 pounds of meat.
Again, like the idea here is
bunch of rice.
like food coma wolves.
All right. So what we're gonna do?
You could
Because
feed
whenever I
them
cast,
each a couple of good berries.
because when I cast good berry,
a lot of
get 10.
berries.
we get 10.
So each of us eats one.
Well, we didn't give one to Jeffrey.
We're fine. We don't need food right now. Like this is
All right,
just
hold
to
on.
pass out the wolves.
If we were to give both of, let's say 2 per wolf. Remember when we gave it to Jeffrey and Jeffrey was like, "Oh man, I'm so fat," and like he was incapable of moving. Like I don't know if I really want to experience a wolf going, "Oh, I'm so fat." Like I don't know if I want to.
Well, if it eats 2 days worth of food, maybe it won't eat you.
Might
Yeah, I was gonna
explode.
say that is far preferable to me.
Yeah.
And honestly, like 2 days would be
10 pounds.
like 10 pounds, and
the max is 22.
BigRunWolfRanch.org indicates that they can eat 22.5 per day. So
Is that a dot? What is that? A dot
Is that a
UK?
sponsor?
What is- Yeah, is that a
.org. It's
sponsor?
not a sponsor, but it's the first result on Google.
But it
Can we
could be.
So
Yeah.
so what I'll do is I'll make these like meat chunks that each meat chunk is like 3-ish pounds, a little bit
Sure.
more with
Yeah.
2 good berries shoved
Sure.
into each.
14
then-
pounds of food for each of these wolves.
So that gives us 4 good berries left.
Yeah.
We could all have one just to be full and be ready,
Just to be very satiated.
just to be satiated and prepared for battle.
Eating good today.
So let us begin to travel, and I will. Once we start to get into their range of smelling us, I will entice them with this food.
Okay.
Like it.
Yep. You get close enough. Having used the bennies, I'm not going to ask you how you're managing to get them away from the camp, but I will ask you to make a handle animal check to get them to...
I'm proficient in that, and I have a +5.
I think someone has a 6.
I have a +6 too.
I can assist if need
I
be.
can assist too. Whatever you
dude.
need from us, Dimitri.
Yeah.
We want you to be as successful as possible.
What do you
Yeah,
have?
if you would go for the +6 there, Mister.
Yeah.
So you,
Am I rolling?
You
Okay.
you hand off the the meat.
Or is it for me to?
It
do I
is
have to
for
do the
you
handle?
because this was
Okay.
your use of a Benny and your idea.
Then-
So I'll-
Yeah, Jake
I
can
guess
assist though.
guidance.
Yeah.
I guess guidance if you want to assist.
Danny can
Ooh,
assist.
Jake guidance and Danny
Yeah.
assist.
So
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
advantage
I'm just
plus
in the back
1d4.
hopping.
All right, let's see what
Just the
happens.
hype man hoping
Like,
it goes well. So
I
you don't
roll a
get eaten by
1d4?
wolf.
Come on.
Pretty much.
So I'm
Pretty
sorry,
much.
Brian. What do I roll?
You don't. You're assisting him, so he gets advantage on the roll.
Oh, okay.
You rolled a 1. You can re-roll that, by the way.
You rolled the opposite of a 1.
A natural 20
Okay.
plus a
Boom!
4 from the D4
Whoa!
plus 5 from handle
Boom!
and proficiency.
29.
You
22.
automatically commune with this animal.
So
That's
4,000.
That's what that is.
Yeah, it's about 3,600.
You know, 52. Yeah, so these wolves come over and they kind of like come over bristly, and you're like, whoa, slow down, wolves. I have a tasty treat for you. And they're
Have a Snickers,
oh,
you drama
that does
queen."
seem like a tasty treat. This is delicious. And then they hound down on these goodberry souffles stuffed chops, whatever. And they are real excited, and then they're real sleepy because they're real full. And they are
They're
dealt
super
with,
full.
and they will no longer be a threat to you all.
Oh, I'm such a pig. Oh.
They're like, it's now, it's like, here, dog, you want a treat? Boom. There's sleeping pills in there. No, I mean, there's good berries in there.
How are you going to approach the outbuildings?
So we only are aware of the one giant door, no apparent other entrances aside from that.
No. There are several doors,
Oh,
but they're
And
all
horses?
doors. There's no windows and stuff.
Can we hear anything?
Uh,
Like, ulterior sound?
Probably not
activity.
from this far out. Otherwise, you probably would have been interrupted when you tried to feed the wolves.
mm-hmm.
So there are 2 buildings. There's like a larger one and a smaller one.
Yep. And if you want to join roll 20,
Yep.
you can see them.
Pardon me.
I would say let's check out.
Yeah. Where are we? Okay.
I'd say we can check out the larger building first.
I'm
Okay.
interested in sneaking around the perimeter to see if we can hear anything.
I was going to say I can cast invisibility on myself and
Oh,
walk
yeah! I remember the last time we did that. It went great.
it went really well. Look, it did. Look at all
It
the
did.
horses
It
and
actually did. Yeah.
stuff we
Yeah,
got.
we did.
Like,
It did. And yeah.
just because
So-
it was a cluster doesn't mean it didn't go well.
You know how that went. We got a bunch of horses, and it's like, but no other butts. We did really well.
No more and then.
No
Alright,
more
I-
and then.
I
How big are
want
these
to.
wolves?
We don't have to worry about the wolves.
No. How
Wolves?
big are they?
The wolves?
Yeah.
They're dire wolves.
They're large. They're
Oh
big
boy.
boys.
They're large wolves.
They
Those are
are
big
big
boys.
boys. It's big.
So I would like to. I'm going to position myself. Like Danny, which building? I mean, Kiv, which building would you like to go inspect first while invisible?
I guess my initial instinct is to go with the big building,
Mm-hmm.
and so to go against the grain, I'm like, let's go to the small building first. I don't really have much of a mentality behind it. I'm
Okay.
curious about the small building.
All right. Well, so I'm going to position myself kind of where I can see both doors of each building successfully.
The small building only has one door.
Then I would love to position myself to where I can have eyes on that door and eyes on the big door of the big building.
Are these little white blocks windows?
Yes, but they're like up high.
Mhm.
I'm
Gotcha.
tall.
When
They're
I'm
like
trying-
they're like second story high.
I'm tall.
Okay.
How big?
I could also fly.
Sure.
Gadget arms.
You can't fly
I'm in-
and be invisible at the same time.
Okay.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
All right.
I'm gonna cast
So-
invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Sorry, where is everyone going? I wasn't paying attention because I was looking at the properties of dire wolves.
So I would
Sergeant in
like
charge.
to.
I am just keeping eyes out with my bow at the ready
Oh,
for
that means
things either.
That means I
Oh,
probably
Dimitri,
shouldn't
are you
move
not
it.
passing without trace?
We're
I don't
not.
know if that's a thing. I don't know.
No, I'm not
Okay.
going to use that. Right.
All right.
The
I
the small building. Even if the windows are higher up, can I see light coming out of them?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, it's daytime, so there's like light going in and out of the buildings.
yeah.
Oh.
Like-
Okay.
It looks like
Does
those
it-
windows
does it-
are there to provide light during the day.
Okay. So it's not like I'm seeing like a light is on the inside, like a fire or anything. It's just
No.
okay.
Right,
Shucks.
I am going to cast Silent Image. I could move a Silent Image, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, sorry about
No
that.
worries.
The silent image tactic. This is very reminiscent of the plan. Oh my gosh. Silent image. I'm sorry.
I feel like at the same time, like, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. This seems like that last time we had something like this happen. And just being as vague as possible.
But listen,
Yeah,
that
so
went
you-
well last time.
You
went
can
very
move
well.
it, but it takes your action to do so.
Got it. Understood. All right. I am going to wait. Oh, and does it? What's my limitation on movement? Like my movement speed, or I could just
No, you can just move it within range. So its
Got it.
range is 60 feet.
Yep.
As an action, you can move it within to another spot within 60 feet of you.
Do I see anything stacked on this cart here?
You barely see the cart there because it's mostly
Yeah.
broken.
Oh.
While that's happening, I do cast Silent Image around me in a 10-foot by 10-foot grid. I'm like sitting, crouching down around the dire wolves, studying their appearance, and I'm petting them too and letting them smell me. So hopefully they can become friendly eventually.
Mhm.
And the silent image that will be around me is in the visage of one of these dire wolves.
Okay. So you're in a camouflage tank of direwolf.
Absolutely. And so now
Perfect.
I start kind of walking around where they were walking around. And
So importantly, like you can move it once per action, right? So you can't like steadily move it as you move, right?
oh
Like,
gosh, darn it.
like it can move. I guess it would probably take an Arcana check, but you could. I guess you could probably do it. Come to think of it.
We're
And
learning
concentration.
limitations.
All right. So you say that it's an Arcana check to successfully pull this feat off, or no?
Yeah, to like be able to like move it as you move as your action. Yeah, it's an Arcana
All
check.
right.
Go spit.
13.
Are you happy with the 13?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a question.
Yeah, you're fine. That works.
Good way to get bit.
I set the DC at 12, so you're
bennies.
good.
Ah.
Are you happy with a 13?
So, real quick, you said that this cart was broken?
Yeah.
How so?
Like its axle is broken. and stuff
Make
like
an
that.
investigation check.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You don't have to. There's a bunch of scorch marks. It looks like it was blown up. Like, it looks like something exploded near it, and the wheels are broken now. It like there's like the bed of the cart, and like mostly everything else is in pieces.
Okay.
Like a firebomb went off.
Yeah.
Potentially.
That sucks. Okay.
Can I wolf my way over? I mean, I don't know if I'm bound by like. I know I'm bound by action and movement and stuff like that. So I'm ambling over as wolf-like as I can with this
Sure.
image around me. But
We're
I
not
don't know
in
how
combat
fast.
yet, so
I know exactly. That's
you
that's
can move
that's
around.
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Wanted to make sure. So I go and I investigate around the cart, like having the action of the wolf just sort of sniffing around. Do I
Sure.
see any like gold pieces and stuff like that strewn about? Like the explosion of the cart is obviously a very sudden thing. And wanna
yeah,
know,
there's,
was our stuff
there's, like,
disturbed?
A handful of gold, kind of in a blast pattern around the cart, and a torn sack.
look what's in the box. I mean, what's in the sack?
I mean, it looks like gold used to be in the sack. and
Yeah,
then-
it's
the explosion
it was
went
the
out.
container.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of sidle up like right around here.
Mhm.
Is this like a sliding door into the stable?
Yeah, it's like a barn door style, so like
Yeah,
the door
yeah.
slides.
What are the odds that I could try to quietly push this
Lord.
open
Like
very
the
slightly
wind,
to peek
like
in?
the-
Yeah, make a stealth
little
check.
flap.
stealth. 13.
You are pretty sure you're quiet. You kind of like slide the door over. There's a little bit of a squeak and like a click, and you're like, oh no. And you just kind of like decide to go for it. And the door opens really smoothly, but I do need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God. This is probably not going to go well. Oh, 15.
15 is the DC. You notice as a bottle of acid falls like off of the top of the door, and you would have taken 9 damage, but because you made the save, you take 4 acid.
That's really
damage.
rude.
Yeah,
like
it's
some
almost like they
child-
set an ambush for you.
It's like a childish
kind-
prank almost. It's like
Yeah.
they left like a
also like
Who
the vial
does that?
shatters and
Yeah.
like makes noise.
Exactly.
It's the
Exactly,
old
even though they're at the
water
side.
bucket trick.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is legit just a water bucket trick.
Okay, well, since I'm still invisible, I'm gonna move away. A little
I
bit.
guess I will wolf my way over and kind of look like I had nosed it open and like kind of hop around and like have the image sniff
Okay.
at the acid.
Make either an Arcana or Performance check.
We will go performance.
That's totally performance.
Yeah,
Performance check,
it's
yeah.
absolutely performance.
Yeah.
That is performance a 17.
Yeah, it looks pretty convincing. Kiv looks over and is like, oh yeah, it's fine. I forgot I know what that is.
Oh god. Oh.
Kiv, when you peek your head in, you see 4 horses and like a pass through doorway to like the admin side of the roadhouse.
You know what we can do for horses, right? Take 'em.
Plan.
Become horse merchants.
Wrangle.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Bless you.
no,
But looking
unwrangle.
inside, I mean, I don't see anybody walking around or anything like that. Do
Nope.
I hear anything?
Steal the horses.
You hear 4 horses.
Okay.
You're
Continue
invisible.
going inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
go look around.
From the outside,
Says
do
the
we see
people
anything?
waiting outside.
Yeah. Has there been
Yeah. I'll
any
go
like
in.
outside reactions, like the door opening and stuff? Is there
Mm-mm.
any movement?
Nope.
I'm gonna start ritually casting detect magic.
Okay.
I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm
Does
invisible.
anyone see any other interesting things about like the buildings? Actually, yeah.
This
I
has
intended.
cathedral
That's right.
ceilings.
I intend to kind of start to perimeter around the building as if I were a wolf on patrol
Mhm.
and trying to take notice of the exterior of the building now that I'm aware of the like acid trap that have been placed on this door. Do I
Sure.
see any other types of threats that are on the perimeter of this building?
Of the big building?
Yes, that will be my primary
Yeah, so
check, and
up
then
here-
eventually I'll make my way.
Up here, because you know what to look for, you see another vial of acid kind of like rested on top of the door.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it seems pretty straightforward.
Cool. So I'll just amble my way around.
Are you able to retrieve the acid?
Oh, take it from underneath their noses.
I will re-amble my way around.
The wolf will go up and steal the acid.
So yeah, you have the option to try to take this vial of acid. The door is like a 10-foot tall door, and you're very small. So you can either make an athletics check to try to noisily climb up the door and grab it, or an acrobatics check to throw open the door and try to catch it before it shatters on you. I will warn you, if you can't catch it, it will probably hit you with acid.
Sucks.
Wait, don't you have like a cantrip or something like Mage Hand?
Yeah, so actually,
Or you can
that
mage
was
hand it down.
precisely. I was going to say I've got a number of outs on this one.
Sure.
Number one, I have a +9 to athletics thanks to us being level 6 now.
Sure.
Number two, I do have mage hand, which
Yep.
is definitely the way that I'm going to go. And number three, I do have featherfall, which is also going to be the way that I was.
I think you can only
get
hit people with featherfall.
It's a 13.
Oh snap!
It's
Yeah,
a
not
13-pound vial of acid. You cannot lift it. It is physically impossible to lift it with mage hand.
So yes, I choose to cast my mage hand
Sure.
cantrip to go and retrieve.
Yeah, you grab it. It's a 4-pound vial of acid. It's a lot of acid.
Jeez.
It's a big vial, but
Yeah, that's
it's
a
like
lot of
half a
acid.
gallon of acid.
It's
Like,
just a clunkily
that's why it did a
large,
bunch of damage to Kiv, or
Yeah.
would have.
So just put it in your bag. This 4-pound bag of acid in your bag.
That is
sloshing
that is
amount
like
of
it's like a grenade like weapon, and it deals 2d8 acid damage on hit.
Oh, lordy.
Ow.
That can be thrown with mage hand.
I don't think you can use mage hand to make attacks.
It can be softly thrown
Yeah,
with
I
mage
could,
hand.
it could move things, but yeah,
Can be
If you're
dropped
able to
with mage
move it
hand.
above someone's head and drop it,
Maybe that would be a save rather than an attack roll, but sure. All right,
Pour it in their
So you have
pockets.
collected some acid.
awesome.
We're at a net game for
And-
tonight. Wait a minute.
And the wolf will again meander around. And I mean, I'll have ended up making my way to the smaller area, but before I go and make my wolfish perimeter around that, I welcome everyone else to do their things too.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd like to kind of move like over here by the corner of this
Hallway.
doorway to peek in and see
Sure.
if I can see anything.
Yeah, so you peek in and you see like a writing desk in the far northeast corner. And then kind of to your right, looks like a sitting room, probably where like records would be, like where people would like hang out until like a count was done for the roadhouse. The tables and chairs look old, but still pretty sturdy. Surprisingly good quality. But you can't really get an appraisal on them, A, because you're not skilled at that, but B, because you're also 20 feet away from them.
I mean, does it look like people have been here recently, or does it look
so
like
there's like vellum and like quills and ink on the desk. And there's like food stuff on the tables. Like clearly someone has been here.
okay? Does it seem like they left in a hurry?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna, since I don't see anybody, I'm going to kind of slowly, carefully make my way around in here. See what's on this desk.
You see a bunch of pieces of vellum and a quill and ink. You look at the vellum, they're spell scrolls. Most of them are have not been like scribed yet, but these are the materials you would use to make spell scrolls.
I'll leave that for now. Okay, I'm gonna go back
Because
outside.
she's invisible, and should anyone see floating quills,
Yeah, I'm not
spell
touching
scrolls.
anything yet.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if anyone else wants to do stuff.
Alright.
I'd like to
And
move forward. Definitely.
so I will also move kind of towards the secondary house.
Okay.
Do I notice any vials of acid on top of the door?
And I was making my way to that.
You don't notice any vials of acid, no.
I make my way around the building. Anything of note in the perimeter of the building, or do I hear anything inside the building too?
You hear like the sounds of like chains kind of like clinking a little bit. It's not super loud, and it's almost like
only one set of chains that would be attached to an arm would be clinking.
no. It sounds like something is like swaying on a chain.
Well,
If you want to go,
I'll open the door.
Okay, I'm gonna need a deck save.
I just looked around.
Save.
Rough. It's hard
21.
out there.
21. You
21.
do save. You open the door and you watch as like a small glyph carved into like the threshold burns bright and then explodes.
I thought you were detecting magic visually.
Not close to y'all. It takes
It's-
10 minutes.
The
for
glyph
that
of
to
warding
happen.
goes off. It would be 29 damage, but it's down to 14
Oh
because you
my
made your save.
god.
Yikes!
That's fine.
This is. You know what? They're just earning themselves the title of "They're gonna die."
Pretty much.
Any chance of negotiations?
They're
just
making it
quickly
real
going up.
easy on us.
The
making
door is wide
negoti-
open though.
Oh, sure as shit it is. Pardon me.
I go, ow.
I'm gonna walk.
I dramatically go, ow, after the door explodes in front of me.
I'm gonna get like over there and be like, anything else, Minesweeper?
Do I see anything inside from what I see right now?
You see
Nothing?
some barrels and some crates. That's like chain clinking sound is louder. You see like some stairs up to like a loft area.
I step inside.
Okay.
Another glyph explodes. This is the most troll trap layers ever. Put one on the door and then the first step in.
You fall into a trap.
Another one.
Oh,
Petra.
wait, I have a
Petra.
pole of
The magic item you said you were just super upset about getting, you're not even using.
All right, I'm going to pull out my pole of collapsing. I'm going to expand it. And I'm just going to poke everywhere that 10 feet in front of me.
Okay.
That's
Does anything happen?
No.
All right, cool.
Nothing else explodes.
Nothing else explodes. All right.
for now.
Good sentence.
Dot for now.
All right. Anybody else want to come inside and look around with me?
I'm a wolf.
Yeah. why
Yeah,
not?
I guess so.
All right. So you said there's stairs to go up.
Yeah,
to...
as soon as you get to about there,
God,
you look over, and hanging from his ankles with an annoyed look on his face and chained up, you see Baron. Just
God,
like swinging back and forth.
so
He's
upset.
gagged and he's like,
You couldn't even fight back. I mean, come on.
He's 7/8 of a person right now. Or he
No
might be like
no
15
excuses.
16ths. All right. Let's...
Did someone perceive things in there really quick?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can.
Exactly.
Well, my perception's not great.
Oh wait,
actually.
is this okay?
Baron.
I can come in, right? I'm coming in.
You're coming
Yeah.
in as a wolf.
Nod if there's traps in there, or
Yeah,
shake your head if
exactly.
there's traps in there.
Right. So I'm walking where Dimitri basically poked sticks and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna like perceive the room. I'll look around, particularly up at the ceiling,
Okay.
as well as like the heights of any doorways and stuff like
Mhm.
that.
So upset with Baron right now.
That's a 10.
Yeah, you don't. You're pretty sure there's no other traps.
That's what I
It's
figured.
a big
yeah.
big empty barn.
How long has it been since I've detected magic? I mean, I did it a little while ago.
I don't know. It's probably just got. It's like you've got it up now.
Is there anything in this place that I'm seeing? I mean, I'm assuming. I'm sorry. I was moving in probably with alongside.
The wolf,
Like
which
with
now glows
the wolf
blue.
that glows blue. Yeah.
Within 30 feet of you? No.
Yeah. I mean, like I would make I start work like once we see that, I'd probably continue working my way forward and like being cautious about it, of course, like that kind of thing, and being like, "Can I step here? There's no bomb. Awesome." And like I do another diagonal forward or something like that.
So you're looking for traps then with?
I mean, anything magical would ping.
Okay. Sure.
As long as it's not behind full cover, I think.
Right. Okay.
So like I would see him and go like, "Oh, it's you, Baron," and then you know.
It's just like.
So can you ask him like nod once if there's danger or something like that?
Nod once if there's danger.
He like looks at his feet that are chained above his head, and he's like,
Not to you, to us. What?
We're also being fairly loud, so I feel like the potential of any.
All right, I'm gonna climb the stairs to whatever this loft is.
Right.
okay.
Is there
can't
anything
actually
upstairs?
not
Like,
suck.
am I able to walk across to undo his chains?
Just a minute.
Oh,
So you head up.
It's another glyph.
It's not another
Pretty
glitch.
much.
It's a third glyph.
Ooh.
is there?
Oh damn, that's fancy.
Oh,
Yeah, look at me doing stuff with the stuff.
Holy smokes. Watch out every other high budget stream.
Please. Don't get excited. So you're going to go up the stairs?
yeah.
Sure. When you get to there, you notice a gentleman behind the hay bales, and he shoots you.
Oh, good.
I hate this
guess
place.
And
it's time.
he shoots me.
I have a 17 to hit,
17. Let's see, my armor class is
That'll
15,
hit.
so
Yeah, that'll hit.
and I have a 14 to hit.
I hate this place so much.
so first one hit, second one did not hit.
And you will take 11 points of piercing damage as he lays into you with a crossbow. And at that point, you notice another gentleman kind of buried in the hay also shoot you with his crossbow.
Oh, God.
I have a 16 and a 12
One of them hits, one of them does not.
for 8 piercing damage.
This is a lot of damage that Dimitri's never taken.
It's because I decided to climb the stairs.
Because you decided to climb the stairs.
Meanwhile, a gentleman behind these crates leaps over them.
Are any of them blue bearded
I'm
though?
sorry, but that's not a gentleman.
Toward the not wolf that it detected a while back. And will swing at you. And misses you twice. Congratulations.
It's because he was trying to get at a wolf.
Can he make a reaction to that?
Can
Spit?
spit? Yeah.
Spit as a rogue?
What?
He hasn't had that many.
I don't know
Yeah,
what he
it's
would do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
Is
my
it-
turn.
Is it
He would
this guy? Who's hitting spit?
The guy that just jumped over these crates.
This guy right here.
This guy right here.
Okay, quick question.
Mhm.
Could I use a Benny? Since I'm invisible and I can kind of see things that they can't, or well, that potentially
no, that's not
they
how
can't see
invisibility
me.
works.
No, I'm English. So I can sort of I can see stuff in here and like maybe see him pop up because he thinks, oh, I got the drop on this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Could I use a Benny to be like, nah, and like shoot him?
Yeah,
with the
you can
spell?
do that.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
You're down to 13 bennies now. Please make your attack.
Guys, we're getting a little low on it.
Okay, I'm gonna use
I was thinking of taking the wolf up the stairs when you were like, I'm going up the stairs. I'm like, no, friendly figure first.
let's see.
But he knows now.
How tall is that second story? Is it 10 feet up?
15.
I'll do a firebolt at him.
A firebolt? Okay.
Yeah. Why not? So range spell attack. I've got +7. 23.
23? Yeah, that hits.
Boom.
Okay, so 2d10. Well, that was less good. 5.
5? Okay.
But I'm just like, nope. But then
You
now
still
I'm not
hit him.
invisible. I still hit him, but I'm not invisible anymore.
You are not invisible anymore.
But
It
does
looked
that
good,
stop
though.
the damage from...
Oh, no. You just got the drop on him.
Yeah, and he missed both times, so
Yeah.
there was no damage, unfortunately.
Make up for everybody except for Dimitri, make a perception check.
Can I assist?
11.
Natural 20 plus 8.
Okay.
22.
Spit and Morty, you look and you barely spot it, but in the corner, you watch as
Dragon.
no, in the barrel, you see the barrel lift up a little bit.
Which
And
barrel we're talking about on the
The
map?
barrel in the corner,
Like here or here?
right here. You see the barrel lift up a little bit, and then you see arms stick out the side with a crossbow, and like the top of the barrel pops up, and it's like it's being worn as like a hat. And then he shoots at Spit or at,
Wait, so where? It didn't ping on the map for me. Where is he?
He's in the bottom left corner of the room.
Oh, he's right here. Okay, now it pinged. Okay.
Yeah. So he like pops up and like fires his weapon, probably at Morty actually.
This whole place on fire.
I have 21 to hit. And 23 to hit.
Both hit. Gonna kill everybody in here.
The first hit hits you for 16, and the second hits you for 7. And then you watch as just as quickly as he popped up, the little hat goes back to the top of the barrel, his arms tuck in, and the barrel drops down.
Say very plainly.
Then the
this guy
barrel
is
shuffles so that we don't know which one he's in.
I'm gonna say, I don't know what's going on here, but there's an idiot in a barrel over there, and
We're going to set that barrel on fire.
He's gonna be dead quick.
And you hear, as you get shot with these two arrows, you hear, "Look out for the ambush!" And that is where we will end tonight's episode of In the Red with my super elite barrel archers and
I'm so mad.
and the still not found Bluebeard. Thank you guys so much for playing In the Red tonight. It was a blast. I had fun. I hope you did. Keep in mind we have stuff going on the YouTube channel. You can check out Handy DM Tips. Season 2 started Monday. We covered DDEX 2-1, City of Danger. 2-2 drops on Monday at 10 a.m. Check that out. Get some tips to run Adventures League mods for your friends or your enemies. Other than that, in a fortnight from tonight, which will be the 3rd of September. Jesus, it's close to September already.
Yeah.
The 3rd of September, we will have another episode of In the Red. 2 days before that, on the 1st of September, we will have another episode of The Bard's Tale. Check that out. Find us on Patreon at Initiative Coffee Co. Give these folks an extra penny every month. There's some other tiers there, too, that you can do cool things like provide caches for the party to find. Yes, Jake.
You should find us on MySpace too.
Did you start a MySpace?
No, I will.
All right. Well, we don't
Going
have a
to.
MySpace, but it's a
that
bad
exists still?
joke.
Hey, it's not a
mostly
bad
for
joke.
stand-up comedians, I think.
You know what? MySpace is important.
Find us on the social medias. Patreon is the one where you can give us money to keep doing fun things like this. We're going to start up, if you are Adventures League people, we are working toward doing hard book weekends where I will run you through a whole hard book in a weekend, which seems insane, but here we go. It will be 2 intensive Adventures League legal days. We're working with the resource at AL folks to find out if we can offer specialty certs and those kinds of things for folks that want to pay to participate. And all that money will go to the currently Illinois nonprofit that Jake and I have started, but soon to be 501c3 federal nonprofit to support research in games, specifically analog games like Dungeons and Dragons. So if that seems like a cool cause that you're interested in, keep an eye out for that. We'll make more firm announcements when I have real information to provide. Other than that, check out FuzzyLogicEscapeRoom.com. Are you guys still doing your cool digital walkthroughs?
You
Right on,
bet we are.
You're doing digital walkthroughs of their 5 escape rooms?
Now 6.
Now 6. That's
Wow.
awesome. Of their 6 escape rooms. Check out the YouTube, the Twitter, the Facebook. Danny does cool stuff at Odis. Is it still Odis or is it a different one now?
It's House
Houstis.
now.
Houstis. Houstis on DeviantArt and Twitter.
All kinds of places.
All kinds of places.
Probably
She
MySpace
does
too.
arts things.
Not MySpace though.
Probably not
Ugh,
MySpace,
try-
Jake.
Try.
Other
get
than
Tom.
that, if nobody has any other announcements, be safe, be well, wear a mask, and roll together. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.